Friday night at the beautiful, illustrious Ghost Bar located directly across the street from the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. And I'm here with a very good friend of mine, a client of mine, like a brother of mine, man. We just met earlier this year, but I felt like I know him my whole life, you know, and I probably do because, you know, Joe's been in the music business for a very long time. He just has a lot of businesses. So I'm gonna let y'all get to know CEO of Dark Boys Records, CEO of Medica Pharmacy and Compounding, Dr. Joe B.
Thank you, man.
No problem, Joe.
Thank you.
You wear so many hats, Joe, from the pharmaceutical world to the music world. Tell me, like, what's your passion? I know it didn't start off in the pharmaceutical world, it really started off in the music world. You know what I'm saying? So at what age did you really know that you wanted to get into music? Because a lot of people think that you just get into music now after you got successful in the pharmaceutical world, but this is something that you've been doing before you even started going in the pharmaceutical world. So what age did you know that you wanted to do music and you felt music?
I mean, really my inspiration for music really came from growing up in South Florida, in Miami, listening to Hot 105, you know, 99 Jams, you know, and things like that. I didn't really think about music until after I graduated high school.
Okay.
I was like 18 years old.
What high school you went to in school?
I went to Central. I went to North Miami Beach.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of North Miami Beach and went to North Miami.
Oh, man.
And then I went back to North Miami Beach. So I graduated from North Miami Beach.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, how did you get into the music business? Like, what was your, was there somebody that was mentoring you or you how'd you get into the music business?
Well, the music business really came from, like I said, once I graduated high school.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was collecting a lot of records.
Okay.
Because I was always into like R&B, soul, Isley Brothers, you know, that type of music. So I used to collect a lot of records. So then while collecting records and I graduated, I'm like, okay, well, I'm free from school now. So then I started like messing around with turntables a little bit. Mm-hmm. So when I started messing around with turntables, I used to go to New York every year, and then I started buying music equipment. So I started producing, making beats, you know, when I was like 18, 19. So I was in a group. It was me, my brother, and a few guys, and we started a music group together. Mm-hmm. So I was like 18, 19 years old. So my inspiration was it really started from collecting records, pretty much. Yeah,
definitely. Did you always want to have a record label or you wanted to be a producer? What facet of the music business did you want to get into?
Well, I was an artist.
Okay.
You know, that's what I wanted to do. So when I was an artist in the group, I was the one that was interested in producing and making music.
Okay.
So at that time, I was the one, you know, like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre was part of NWA, and he was the producer also in NWA. It was the same thing for me.
Okay.
I was the leader of a group. At the same time, I was the one making the music for the group.
Yeah.
So then when I was doing that, then I grew to have a bigger passion for the production part of it, you know? So then that's when I got into production. And then after that, it just went went from artist to production to record label.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So from CEO of a record label to pharmaceuticals with Medica, how did that happen?
That's a funny story. I've always been motivated, you know, by my dad.
Yeah.
My dad, from the time I was like as young as I can remember, 3, 4 years old, my dad always was in my ear. And my dad always talked to me about being successful, making money, you know, taking care of your family, you know, all of these things that Caribbean families are mainly taught. So with that being said, I was always, growing up, I've always had that form of wanting to be successful in life.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So anytime that I had an opportunity and I saw some things that look good financially and it looked good, like passionate about, then, I went ahead and I put those things together, and that's how pharmaceuticals came about, and that's how music came about.
No, definitely. So tell us, we're going to go to the last question on your pharmaceutical, business. So tell us about like your degree. It's because I know you was explaining to me, it's like you have pharmaceutical, then you have compounding, right?
Well, my degree is a doctorate.
Okay.
I have a doctorate in pharmacy. Okay. And when I graduated from Nova Southeastern University with my doctorate, so then I went into the field of pharmacy, working at CVS and all that. And then after a few years, I always had this entrepreneur mind.
Yeah.
From my dad teaching me. So then I said to myself, you know what? I want to do more. These people are paying me X amount of money every year. I know that's a small amount of money to compare to what they make it. So that's when I was able to get a little bit of expertise through the years, and I said, you know what? I could do this. I could do this myself. Yeah. So I jumped out there, and I'm winning.
No, definitely. So tell us about your record label, Dark Boys.
Well, Dark Boys started in 1994-95. Okay, it was myself and my brother. We created it from the time that I was producing, and then my brother was we was a group together. So then in 94, 95, that's when, after we kind of finished the gist of being an artist, so at that point it's like we created Dark Boys. Yeah. And then at that point, then we had artists. We brought artists in. Yeah. We had a big studio down in North Miami Beach.
Give us a time limit on that. How long ago was that?
This was actually 94.
94, wow.
It was 94. And 95 is when we officially opened up a spot. Yeah. In 95 is when we officially opened up a spot.
And what's kind of cool, because I know you was going over the story with me a little bit in the office, and you were telling me that Drunk Drew and the science room was right next to you guys. Yeah. So like I remember those days, because I was legit listening to those things. You know what I'm saying? And you also mentioned that Cool and Dre and Khaled used to come by your radio. What, you had a radio station? Or?
Yeah. I mean, for some people that remember, Dark Boys way back, we had an underground station, 104.1 Soul 104.
Yeah, and this is 1994.
This is, by that time when we had the radio station, it was like 96.
Okay.
When we got the radio station, it was 96. And then it was Soul 104. And then we had, Brownie, I don't know how he ended up knowing Cool and Dre, but Cool and Dre at that time, they didn't produce. Yeah. They were not producers. But I remember they sang and they did music. They sang and stuff like that. Yeah. So they were the baddest DJs that we had at Soul 104, our underground station. Yeah. I used to ride through the town and I'm like, I'm hearing them on our station and they were dope as hell. Yeah. So that was in 94, 95. And then after that, DJ Khaled was in like 97. DJ Khaled was about 97. Yeah. So, but there's a few people out there. It's actually the same logo, Dark Boys. Same logo. Believe it or not, this logo was from 94, 95. Yeah. The guy that came up with it, man, my hat's off to him, man. He did a really good job, but it's from 94, 95.
No, definitely. So on Dark Boys Records, up to date now, you have two artists, right? You have Diamond Doll and you have Legacy. Give us a little insight on each of them of like why did you sign them? What did you see in Diamond Doll and what did you see in Legacy?
I mean, it's funny because when I signed Diamond Doll, at the time I wasn't really thinking about, let me go into music. Yeah. At that time, but I had thoughts in my mind while I'm working in my company I was like, man, you know, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, I love this, this is awesome. Damn, I miss music. I felt like I had some unfinished business.
Okay.
So then I went out one time to a restaurant, and this guy that was working with me was with me at the time.
Yeah.
And then he was playing around and messing around. Diamond Doll was actually a bartender there. She was serving drinks.
Yeah.
And then so he just started saying, hey, you know, this is a good guy, Dr. Joe, he's a doctor and all this stuff, you know, talk to him. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? I ain't for sale. So that's how that happened. And that's how I met Diamond Doll.
Yeah.
And then she played her music to me and I'm like, whoa, man, listen to that voice.
Yeah.
I fell in love with her voice, you know. And that's how I met Diamond Doll. So we started working, got a lot of great stuff. Her first project hit over 1 million views.
Yeah.
And then while I'm working with Diamond, Legacy is right there in my living room. And, you know, I realized he was an artist and I'm like, I heard some of his stuff through, you know, while he was there. And I was like, yo, this guy's dope. So when I heard his stuff, I was like, listen, man, I really want to focus on one artist, but after hearing this, I gotta grab Legacy. So that's how I ended up with Diamond Doll and Legacy.
Yeah, because Diamond's a rapper, and Legacy. What do you categorize him as?
Well, Legacy is what they would say trap soul.
Okay.
You know, trap soul. Legacy would call it R&G. You know, like rhythm and gangster.
Okay.
You know, so but yeah. So those are the categories.
And then we know Diamond dropped a project earlier this year, Diamond and the Ruff, who did extremely well on Spotify and YouTube. What are some of the features that she had on that project?
Well, Diamond has Tory Lanez, Jack Boy, Whoop, who else? Well, in the midst of talking to Danny Lay as well. But those are the main features that she has on the project.
And then she hit it very...
Oh no, I can't forget this. Number one, the first single that we actually had, and I can't forget her because she's the queen of Miami, and that's Trina.
Yeah.
And she represented well on D Wade. I mean, they come so hard.
Yeah.
Diamond Doll and Trina. We appreciate you for that, Trina.
Yeah, because I was going to go into that success of that record because I saw D Wade bopping his head to it. I seen Gabrielle Union dancing to it. I saw Dan Rue and tons of other influencers really dancing to that record. And then from there, you guys segued into the remix and threw Ball Greasy on there. And man, I saw it on Deco Drive. I saw it all over the place. So I want to commend you because you locked the city down with that record. That was a huge, huge impact record. And I always say this to myself as a marketing guy. People think Diamond Doll's been out for 1 trillion years. Diamond Doll's only been out for 5 months. You know what I'm saying? And Dark Boys Records has done a lot for her career within a 5-month period. This is a brand new artist. You know what I'm saying? She's not been on no reality shows. She's not been on no big nothing. She's just, you know, a girl that has a nice look and they can rap and really accentuate it. And through the marketing of Dark Boy Records, man, you guys did very well with her project. And I know Legacy has an upcoming project about to drop. Actually, you dropped this video actually today, featuring Tory Lanez Rotation, right? Tell us some other features that you got on his project. I know his project is called Nothing to Lose.
Yeah, it's called it's called Nothing to Lose. And the first record is Rotation.
Yeah.
And Rotation is doing super well.
Yeah.
For his first project, he got well over 1 million streams for first-time artists.
Yeah.
And also Rotation, the video, we just dropped that today.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that to go over 1 million as well.
Yeah.
So the first project is Legacy featuring Tory Lanez called Rotation. We got another feature which is with YFN Lucci.
Yeah.
And the song is called Nothing to Lose.
Yeah.
And the EP is called Nothing to Lose as well. So so those are but we have a lot more projects coming, but right now.
And you mentioned the other guy too is on there, the Afrobeat, the Big Star.
Yeah. So we also have Davido. Davido, you know, he got those hit songs.
Yeah. International superstar.
International superstar.
Yeah.
From Africa, you know, great guy. He's also featured featured on Legacy's record as
Definitely got some big features. Like your artists are doing very well. They're very good artists. I know them personally. But man, word on the street, Joe. CEO Joe B is giving away $10,000. Can you tell us about this $10,000 giveaway, Joe B, man? 10 stacks.
Well, 10 stacks, man. Let me tell you, the 10 stacks is really inspired from DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the idea and the thought was really like, you know, Dark Boys want to give back to DJs. Mm-hmm. But during these COVID times, there's a lot of DJs that's not in the club, that's not working, you know? And so the thoughts really, the original was to give out to DJs. But what we decided to do is actually to open it up for everybody.
Yes.
You know, because during COVID, everybody's struggling, not just DJs. Yeah. You know, so what we opened up is to give back and to give back to the community. Yeah. And so we're giving $10,000, and basically these $10,000 is you could be creative. You can do whatever you want to do.
So we're talking about like DJs, influencers, kids, a chef that's cooking. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Dancers.
And if they can come up with something that's going to stick and explode the song, you willing to give up 10 stacks?
10 stacks.
Wow.
10
so
stacks.
The parameters, I was looking over the contest. The contest starts January 26th and it ends March 26th. So they have 2 months to create this trend or this wave. You know?
Yes.
So that's a big thing, Joe. That's a big thing. Because I know before we even started the interview, we're speaking about this artist, Spot 'em Got 'em. Yeah. That has that record with the guy dancing. What was the guy named Junebug?
Junebug, yeah.
He actually broke the song. Mm-hmm. And we were discussing about like the issue is like, it's not even an issue, but like who's actually breaking records now? You know? Before COVID, we can say the DJs did, you know? But now it's kind of like an everybody thing because Junebug now danced to that record. Mm-hmm. And now it's playing all over in the clubs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the record actually came social media to the clubs to radio. Mm-hmm. Where back in the days, it went from DJ to radio to social media.
Right.
So this COVID, it's like, we're almost saying it's no schematic to the music business anymore.
Yeah, and you know, the whole point, look, what we're trying to do is, what we hope comes out of this is basically to put a staple on history. You know what I'm saying? So when I say put a staple on history, because I don't know anybody that really has ever done this like this before. You know what I'm saying? So all it is a few heads, a few smart brains put together, come up with one idea, bounce off each other, and basically the whole idea is like, hey, you know, this is COVID time.
Yeah.
How can we break a record? How can anybody impact a record? Because as we know now, last year, it was about 45 people that got signed just off TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I'm saying they didn't go through radio station. They didn't go through, you know, none of the other channels that we used to people going through.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, who could break a record during the COVID times?
Yeah.
You know, so we're trying to see. We're giving away this money. We're inspiring people. We're giving back to the people because I know there's a lot of need out there. Yeah. And we're doing that so we can also try to see if we could come up with some type of solution on breaking records. Yeah. Because you could probably put a little kid with Junebug, what he showed is he could break a record, and all he was just doing dances. Mm-hmm. You know, a funny dance off of Spot 'em Got 'em record. Yeah. You know, so you could be a kindergarten, you could be a little kid growing up, or you could be a high school teacher, or you could be a dancer, and you say, you know what, I want to be part of this history on breaking the record or impacting a record.
And I want to make $10,000.
And I want to make $10,000 during these hard times.
So I just know after discussing it with you, you said the platforms that you can enter the contest on are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
and TikTok.
and TikTok. Okay, and it's what the challenge was called?
It's called In Rotation Challenge.
Yeah.
In Rotation Challenge.
That's the hashtag.
That's the hashtag because you gotta use the song that's called Rotation, which is by Legacy. Legacy, Legaxy.
Yeah.
Rotation. You use that song, and it's called In Rotation Challenge. You break that record, you got 10 stacks.
Yeah. So from what you were telling me, Joe, you hashtag that, and then you tag Dark Boys, and then you tag Legacy on the post, and they will be tracked and seen.
Yes.
You know, this is not a scam contest.
No. Dark Boys Records. You know, you at Dark Boys Records. You at Legacy. It's not a scam. Actually, we're gonna do this. We actually gonna do this live. So on March 26th, we're talking about 2 months. So from January 26th to March 26th, exactly 2 months, that we're gonna spread this out through the U.S. I don't care if you're in Africa. I don't care if you're in UK, China, wherever, Asia.
So this is a worldwide competition.
This is a worldwide competition.
Okay.
But the U.S., the money is right here. But this COVID is a worldwide thing. So you can be in whatever other country and you feel like, you know what? I want to go ahead and win this $10,000, and that's 10,000 US dollars. So if you in a third world country, those US dollars have come a long way.
Yeah. So it's for, you know, I know you said you're also going to be going into Clubhouse and on your IG, giving some more information and everything about that. So
yeah, absolutely. When we kick the whole thing off January 26th, we're going to be doing a lot of things on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
We're going to be instructing people and schooling people and letting them know.
Answering their questions.
Answering questions and all that. So it'll be important to look for, go on Clubhouse and look for us on Clubhouse. And we're going to be talking all about that. So just come into the room and just let's talk.
Ask your questions.
Ask questions, and we'll explain everything. And then, you know, where you can be on your way to winning $10,000 on March 26th. And March 26th is when we actually drop in Legacy's EP.
Yeah.
Nothing to Lose. And he's a bad boy. He's
Legacy's dope. Legacy's dope. We had him in here a couple weeks ago and interviewed him, and it was a wonderful interview. He gave us some great insight. He did an amazing job. And also, we're gonna segue this into Legacy. I know, like, February is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I know Legacy is doing a thing called Love and Legacy.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah.
Is it a concert or it's like a meeting? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it's a ladies.
Ladies only.
It's ladies only.
Yeah.
Ladies Valentine experience. Okay, so there are a few ladies. It's going to be some influential women in the house as well. So this is going to be open to ladies only, and then so it's going to be an experience with Legacy. It's called Love and Legacy. So basically, we're gonna have dinner for you. We're gonna have gifts for you. We're gonna have a performance for you. You know, we're gonna have a lot of people in the building that are very influential people in the industry. So I can't wait for it because it's just gonna be a good time to spend with, you know, Legacy and his fans and Legacy and everybody, Dark Boys and everything. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward
I
to
see
it.
Dark Boy staying real busy, Joe. I see Dark Boy staying real busy.
I never had lazy in my soul.
Yeah.
So being busy is always something for me, man, you know?
So segueing into the pandemic, Joe, as a pharmacist, as a label owner, how has life been since the pandemic for you?
Well, I would have to say, well, let's talk about both sides. On pharmaceutical side, soon as pandemic hit, boom, tenfold. So I can't complain about that. When it comes to music, of course, music took a toll. But I guess for us, it's okay because we got We got new artists that we, and things like that. But
because like a lot of the clubs closed down, you couldn't do the same traditional marketing when it came to that music tip. But pharmaceutical world, everybody wanted that vitamin C and all that stuff. I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we did is during COVID, as soon as COVID hit, we're like, you know what? I know a lot of people gonna slow down, but we're gonna speed it up.
Yeah.
So we started doing a lot. We started like doubling and tripling the work that we did because we had a little more time because a lot of people were home.
Yeah.
So some people say we the hardest working record label during the COVID times, and I could agree with that.
Yeah, I think if I counted, you shot maybe 10 to 12 videos with Diamond Dog.
Absolutely.
Within that period.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Within like a 4-month period.
Yeah. Well, one thing we know about marketing is content is king, very much. But Joe, did COVID or the pandemic take a toll on your inner self, yourself, or no?
Well, COVID, I think COVID, naturally speaking, COVID is going to take a toll on everybody because even if it's not you directly, but it is you directly because you got people around you that's affected by this, people get sick, people pass away, and things like that. So, I can't be insensitive to say that I haven't been impacted by COVID because just hearing the stories of people dying, to me, that's enough to impact me, but as far as some of the other things, I would say, not really. I mean, obviously COVID impacted music, but we always find other ways to make things work and to keep busy. So I never try to look at things in a negative point of view. I try to look at things more positive. So as far as I'm concerned, everything is well,
Yeah. So Joe, we always like to give advice on the show, and we got a question for you with some advice for what would you give, or what would you say, I would say, to somebody that wants to get into 2 different businesses. Let's say, give advice to a young guy that wants to get into the pharmaceutical business. Let's do that first.
Well, it depends exactly. If you want to follow my path and get into that type of business, number one, man, you better have a brain, I'm gonna tell you. Because when I was in college, I made straight A's, like high honor roll and all that. So when I walked into pharmacy school, I was like, you know what? I was one of the top 1% students in the US. And then so this is gonna be a piece of cake. But it wasn't a piece of cake. Pharmacy is no joke. So the toughest thing, even when you go to medical school, the toughest thing for medical practices are pharmaceutical. So with that being said, I would say just make sure you got your focus on, you're ready. Make sure that your mind is right. You don't have a lot of things behind you that's kind of like, and if you can clear all those things up and just follow through, because I never knew where I was gonna end up. I took chances. You know what I'm saying? And I've always learned, like how they say, scared money don't make no money.
Okay.
I took chances.
Yeah.
So I took those chances and it worked out. But you got a lifelong time to be able to take chances and make up for it if it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, keep your head up and keep trying,
Thank you so much for taking your Friday night out to spend with us here at the beautiful Ghost Bar on my new show, Behind the Beats. I'm sitting there with CEO Joe B, pharmacist/CEO record label. Joe, tell everyone how they can stay in contact with you on social media.
On social media is Dark Boys Records, okay? And Dark Boys is plural with an S, and Records is plural with an S. So at Dark Boys Records. We also have TikTok, and TikTok is also the same thing, at Dark Boys Records on TikTok. Same thing on Facebook as well. Now, also for myself, I have my direct page, which is at Joe B as in boy, CEO, at Joe B CEO.
All right, tell us the social medias for your artists?
I got Diamond Doll. Diamond Doll is DYAMONDDOLL. And Legacy is at I Am Legacy. And Legacy is spelled LEGAXY.
Definitely, Joe, man. Once again, thank you so much for coming through, taking your time out, man. You're watching my show, my new TV series, I should say, Behind the Beats. And we're right here every Friday night at the Ghost Bar, located directly across the street from the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, giving you the information that you need. Listen to this man. This man is very successful in what he does. And Joe's looking for new artists too. So, hey, follow the Dark Boys page, DM him, talk to him. And remember, he's giving away $10,000. Follow Dark Boys Records, follow Legacy for more information. And we out.